Things good. Sounds good. I sound good. Right. I think we're ready. Bam! There we go.
Perfect.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome to episode 5 and also the first episode of the new year of the Pro Wrestling Podcast, in my opinion. Today, I have, or tonight, or whenever you're listening to this, I have none other than a person I like to call a family member. He's had me on his podcast a few times, and he's a all-around good guy. Please welcome Toe from the Knucklehead Network. Now it's not the Knucklehead Podcast. It's
I'm taking yours and Kenny's advice. It's Knucklehead Network. We got a bunch of shit going on, so might as well, right?
Yeah, I do. I like it, man. I like it a lot, actually. And unfortunately, I guess I got to click some more people out of this file here real quick. Maybe later on they'll show up. But for now, it's just me and Toe. So, guys, welcome. And what we're going to do today is, obviously, you know the drill. This is a debate discussion show about wrestling. So what we're going to do here is start off with the first topic, which is, hey, look, it's Show, by the way, in the comments.
Yeah, he's in the comments, but not in the podcast, on the show. Get on the show.
Link in your Instagram. Get in the show.
Jesus.
Get in the show, ass. Okay, we ready? Yeah, he's ready. Come on. Because I want to get his take on this first one. That obviously we're going to start right off the jump with Hulk Hogan versus John Cena.
Oh, okay.
I want to get that out of the way real quick. I just want to know why you don't like John Cena. Like, is it who hurt you,
bro? You know what it is. It went from I didn't like his character shift to then I started seeing his like in-ring work.
Yeah.
And it was the stories that he told in the matches. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that a show would do to a character that would make me go out, I fucking hate this. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have a problem with him winning all the time, but I had a problem with him getting his ass kicked for 45 minutes straight. And then the last 3 minutes of the match, he acts like he'd never been in the match and then wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, but also, I'll never forgive him for this. He went from the Doctor of Thugonomics to pissing on the Undertaker's grave. Literally pissing on the Undertaker's grave. To being afraid to wrestle Kane, The Big Show, or Shawn Michaels at Cyber Sunday. Like, my man, really? You turned into a Marine, now you soft? Like, you know, and I just didn't like the way he took the bumps, and it's just one of those things. It's like, yo, bro, you're literally shoving them down our throats at this point.
Hey, but you can make the same argument about Roman Reigns, man. They did the same shit. How come that doesn't work for you with Roman Reigns? He totally changed his character too.
Well, the one difference between Roman Reigns and John Cena was they shoved Roman Reigns down our throat, but Roman Reigns never shoved himself down our throat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never came out into the ring and cut a promo where he's like, fuck all y'all anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never spoke to another wrestler on some, you're not good enough, that's why I'm here. First off, bro.
He did that with The Undertaker.
Yeah, but
this is my yard now.
Yeah, but that was storyline driven. The way John Cena did it was personal. You know, it wasn't, I don't want to say like personal, but it was more of a attack on the character that's in the ring instead of for the story of the match. Like when he said that to Roman Reigns, when Roman Reigns just became the big dog and they wrestled at SummerSlam, it was like, bro, sorry, that's not the case anymore. They're not writing his scripts anymore, or whoever's writing the script actually knows English.
Kenny's saying that he did it to Daniel Bryan.
He tried to do it,
and then he did it to Drew.
Well, first off, Kenny. Shut up. All right, this is not your opinion. All right, this is in my opinion. Okay, it's in Dave's opinion. You keep your comments to yourself. You write them in the little notepad there, and then right before you hit the send button, you erase the shit. All right, yo, follow Kunan Jabard Bawada.
Yeah.
Foon rent.
Do what this guy says.
Yeah.
Foon rent.
Yeah, do what he's doing.
Your rent is due, Kenny.
Yeah.
He made a shirt with Brian and Edge. See? I mean,
but
everybody, but that's the reason why I only brought up Roman is because everybody compares Roman Reigns' run throughout his tenure there as John Cena's, because they did the same exact thing. It's almost like verbatim. The only difference is nowadays Roman Reigns is heel and John Cena never turned heel, even to this day.
No, but John Cena turned completely different. Like, he won the title as a heel. I mean, as a face, but he won the title as the Dr. Thugonomics face. And as soon as he won that fucking title, he's just straight went into this Marine motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's deeper than rap. Like, I can tell you what's going on, and then Kenny's like, "Whoa, he made a shirt with Daniel Bryan and Edge." That's storyline driven. If Cena did that, no problem. Cena threw a bag of nuts at Kurt Angle and the Big Show when he did the rap battle. No problem with that. But when you're gonna sit there and go, listen, I know this company doesn't give you a chance, and I know you only have 3 minutes to make an impression on somebody, and I have all day. Matter of fact, I can sit here and do jumping jacks with no t-shirt on and baby all in front of Vince McMahon and still get pushed. But it's your fault that you have 2 minutes because they don't want to push you, Cesaro. You know what I'm saying? It's your fault that you don't have the wrestling abilities CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all actuality, when Cena was out, who did he wrestle? Edge and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns wrestled the entire roster. We are literally sitting here right now going, who can Roman Reigns wrestle?
Nobody. Yeah.
John Cena had an entire roster.
I guess. I mean, there was that moment in time where he did just Nexus for, like, you know, so it's called John Cena. It's all John Cena doing all this. What?
It's all John Cena. So it's all John Cena doing this. Yo, yes, it is, Kenny. Yes, it is. At the end of the day, yes, it is.
Is it?
Because Ric Flair was the man back in the territory days, and he lost to plenty of people. That's why he's the 94-time WCW champion.
Hold on, we got another caller. Oh, hey.
There she goes.
I did the whole style thing. Hi. Glad you made it. Okay. We were just on the debate about why Toe doesn't like John Cena. And and where he was going off on a tangent. We're going to get to Hulk Hogan eventually, I'm sure.
This is going to be fun.
Hey, I didn't ask for this, Gigi, okay? I wanted to do Aquaman.
Finally, Gigi.
Word. But Gigi knows. I mean, listen, anyone with a pair of eyes that watched wrestling in the past 10 years, or, well, 15 years, has seen Cena in any of his matches, and they could be like, all right, I get it. I get it. He's not the best wrestler in the ring. But because my man screams and says his own words to someone who's handcuffed by a script, now all of a sudden he's the best promo guy?
Well, first of all, you're talking about Roman Reigns now?
No, I'm talking about Cena.
Oh, you're talking about Cena.
Yeah. Roman Reigns ain't cutting promos on nobody but the crowd. That's pretty much what he's doing. He's cutting promos on the crowd, which I'm digging. I don't mind.
So wait, are you you're not?
I'm just waiting for him to. I'm just waiting for him to be finished.
Yeah, I'll let Gigi do it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Gigi. You can...
Are you done, Toe?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm finished and I'm done. Go ahead, Gigi.
So you do understand the same shit that you just spewed out right now is the same shit that Hogan was doing. I just want you to acknowledge that if possible, because it's the same shit.
In his
It,
promos,
it will. I'm telling you, like it's very hokey pokey per se in
I
style for him.
I would give you
Hokey pokey.
Hulk Hogan did the creative control shit in WCW and in WWE, in WWF at the time, but when it came down to telling the story of the match, he never insulted the fact that Andre the Giant couldn't speak English. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had an entire match with Andre the Giant. He had an entire match with the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man, and like, he did his best to put him over.
So, are you getting worked into a shoot, man? Or are you getting
Gigi
like?
knows what to say in order for me to fucking snap. You know, it's
It's
2022 out here. We ain't holding shit back. Right? If you want to go to my OnlyFans and hear the true story about this, I'm just fucking. I don't have one yet.
I'll plug it in at the end of this episode.
All right, cool.
Cheap plug.
He doesn't
Oh,
have the
man.
facts. I don't know. He doesn't have the facts.
Yo, 1-800-FACTS
Oh,
right there.
1-800 facts is right there.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
I always got the facts.
But yeah,
But-
like I totally agree. Why does Hulk Hogan get a pass, but John Cena doesn't, or Roman Reigns gets a pass and John Cena doesn't? They all have the, regardless of how you feel, they both had pretty much the same. Like, eat your vitamins, say your prayers.
All right.
They've been shoved down our throats. All of them.
They
Literally.
have.
Like,
They have.
You can't. If you're a wrestling fan, you see red and yellow together. You cannot but to think of Hogan first and foremost. You know, you have the "You Can't See Me" logo immediately. John Cena. You know, you hear it. You know, there's just it's just a little. They just pass. It's like passing of the torch of this whole I want to say type of wrestling persona where it's like, you know, being shoved down our throats. You wanted Roman so bad when he first got out of the Shield. We didn't want any of that because it was just being shoved. Same thing with Cena at one point. Same thing with Hogan. You know, we didn't want to see that. We all thought Hogan was cool after he decided to do the heel turn. But it's the same thing that he was doing. That's the only thing. The only thing that separated Hogan from the John Cena, definitely for sure, is just because Hogan went heel. Other than that, you bring him back to WWE, he's not like that. He's all American, red and yellow, just like John Cena is in his colors of whatever he got, and fucking the jorts, man. You know, the jorts.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a pattern. Hogan for president show.
Show.
Right.
Shut up.
Yo,
Where
he
you
should
at?
be- he
Matter of fact,
should
show.
be-
Where
Why
you
aren't
at?
you here, Joe?
Yeah.
Why are you
Gonna
not?
talk
You
shit.
driving? Because we dealt with you driving before, bro.
Word.
Like,
You gonna talk shit
where
from
you
the
at,
back?
homie?
But hold on.
Hey, yo.
To Gigi's point, right? You want to compare Cena to Reigns and Hogan. Now, Hogan lost. Oh, Hogan wasn't the champion because Macho Man won the title in the tournament WrestleMania 4, right? Now, when Macho Man was the champion, granted he teamed up with Hogan, but Hogan kind of took a back seat, and especially when Ultimate Warrior was the champion, Hogan was gone. He led Ultimate Warrior main event everything. When CM Punk was the champion, CM Punk did not main event any wrestling pay-per-view that he was champion. It was Cena.
That's true.
Cena leaves and comes back and becomes number one contender. They had to do that with Hogan because the Ultimate Warrior had the fucking gun to Vince McMahon's head. We all know the story. You know what I'm saying? And also, when people were sick and tired of Hogan in WCW, he went NWO. When people were sick and tired of Roman Reigns, I can't say that he went to the bad guy because he had to leave due to the COVID shit because of his leukemia and all that. But when he came back, he became a different character. We got sick of Cena being the way he was, and he just kept throwing that bag of nuts at us. And the shit ain't funny no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's evolution to everyone's character. Everyone has evolution. Even Ric Flair at one point had an evolution of his character. Even though he was swinging dick back in the plane, he was still a different Ric Flair in evolution than he was in the Four Horsemen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Like,
We had to
that's
go
what-
there. We could have leave things in the past,
Yeah,
huh?
Nah.
We just had to
right.
bring water from underneath the bridge. Leave Flair alone, man.
That's what this generation
All
knows
right.
him by now. You know, you know what I'm saying? This generation knows Ric Flair by swinging the helicopter shit.
That's true.
And Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, he was.
Flair.
Ric Flair was in one of Bad Bunny's videos, in one of Bad Bunny's first videos, like when he was first coming out, pretty much.
That's true. No, you said Flair changed. Yeah, when or where? Where did he change?
Well,
Flair is
first
still
off,
Flair. Flair's always
Yeah.
been Flair.
He's never changed. He's always been that. I forgot the exact quote, but he's always been the
the
styling,
stealing, wheeling,
profiling.
dealing,
Yeah.
the limousine
He
riding,
still
jet
goes by
flying,
that.
stealing, wheeling, yeah.
Son of
all
a
that.
gun.
No, but he had confidence issues when he joined Evolution and he tagged with Batista. He became like a managerial role model role when he was in Evolution. When he was the consortium that turned into the GM on Raw, he had his you know his Rolex and his jacket and all other shit, but he wasn't with the big ass hair doing all this shit with the Four Horsemen and all that. He wasn't for himself. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he played. Listen, it's minute changes, but it's still not the same exact person saying the same exact shit to every fucking body.
I gotta disagree, man, because he was still doing the woo and limousine riding and all that stuff when he was with Evolution.
Jet flying. Yep, all of that. Flair will never change. Flair is Flair. You know, Flair never had another persona. Dusty had another persona, you know, out of nowhere. But Flair never had another persona. Wherever he went, he always had the robe. He always had the hair. He always had the women. Never has he changed that persona. He's changed from face to heel, absolutely, but he's never changed the persona.
How often has Ric Flair cried in the middle of the ring when he was in NWA?
I mean, that man is old already.
He never did. When he was in Evolution or when he was in WWE, that last run, he was crying all the fucking time. It was more about
emotional man. Listen, he almost died. He's an emotional man. All right. The man did not realize that this shit was gonna happen to him. Because if it never happened to him, I promise you, he wouldn't break character like that. There's a lot of feelings in Ric Flair. Viejo. You leave the viejos alone. But Hogan, he can go fuck himself.
Whoa.
He could. Right after he likes, subscribes, shares, and all that other shit, he could go fuck himself with the rest of them. But if there's a line of going to fuck themselves, Cena's in front of it. I would defend my man Hogan against Cena any fucking day.
I think Hogan's leading it, and then Cena's just playing follow the leader, follow the leader.
He's not following anybody's lead. He's following Austin's lead because Austin picked this shit up and left, but no one's saying shit about that. Austin literally walked out of the fucking shows because he didn't want to wrestle Brock Lesnar on Raw. Where's this at? Because he's the favorite now? Because he never fucked his best friend's wife? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it funky. Everyone hates Hogan because he said, can I say
it's
that?
It's not just the fact that
he said the N-word and he fucked his best friend's wife.
He's also he's a habitual liar too. He's lied on so many like interviews, podcasts, stuff like that, where he'll just make up stories, man. Like you don't know what's real and what isn't with him. So he's also just not only is he a racist, but he's an habitual liar. And he slept with his fucking friend's girlfriend.
How many of them haven't done that though?
But I mean, if we're going by like judging by their real life character,
hold on,
how they are we? Is that how we're doing this?
If you want, we could bring everything in there because no one in the wrestling industry is unmarked, is unscathed. Because the same way no one wants to bring up the Ultimate Warrior being a fucking racist and a homophobe, screaming that shit to a college.
Oh yeah, no, for sure,
the motivational
definitely.
Speaker. That was fine.
For sure.
He makes one speech right before he dies, and everybody loves him again.
Oh,
I'm not, and no disrespect to the Ultimate Warrior. That would like his legacy in wrestling is you know, I don't want to say untarnished, but it is what it is. Seth Rollins sending dick pics to other chicks, like that shit got leaked. I'm pretty sure half the world seen his dingling swinging in the fucking plane too.
Oh man, he didn't have much to swing with.
Kenny's got something to say.
I remember that.
Kenny says
Oh, man.
Austin left because the storyline didn't make sense, and he came back and said sorry. Hogan never said sorry for fucking his friend's wife. Also, Hogan only said sorry for saying the N-word because WWE kicked him out, and then they brought him back in with,
That's
the
true.
whole story with that.
Because he was on the show with them too. It was like the other Tough Enough thing that they had at one point, and
What?
Hogan was one of the.
What was it that looked, Ho?
No, why should Hogan say sorry for saying the N-word? Has Vince McMahon said sorry? He said it on national fucking TV.
That's true.
Hogan said it on candid camera. Like my man from Dateline came out of the fucking room. Oh, so you like
Neither are right. Neither are right in their own way. The thing is that and Vince McMahon shouldn't be pardoned from it either. He should apologize. I will agree with you with that. I guess the reason why it seems so different is because one seems like it's scripted, right? And it was really out of context, but scripted because it's on a show, where one was off of a recording of how one genuinely feels about another individual, where one just felt like it was just scripted. Fuck Vince too. I agree.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't right. And you're absolutely right. He should apologize for that. But how the general public sees it as, that was a scripted thing that, no white dude should be saying. And yeah, it's fucked up. We all found it funny at one point and another, where Hogan, it wasn't really funny. And it wasn't, there's no intensive funniness in there. It was just, again, a general honest feeling and how he honestly felt.
But he also said it in the privacy of his best friend's bedroom, butt ass naked.
No, apparently it wasn't that much of a privacy.
But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
under the state of law, you might only need one person to fucking agree that, yeah, I agreed to this recording, and it doesn't have to consent someone else, as fucked up as it is.
I hear you, but how many of us said some shit in private that if it came out, we would have been canceled?
Now that I think about it, that segment with Vince and Booker T and John Cena, they all had to agree on that, right?
I would assume so.
So that
I don't think they had, but I also would have to say I don't think they had much room to not agree. It's the boss. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it puts them, yeah. It puts them in a predicament. Well, if I say no, what will happen?
Yeah,
that's also a thing. You can't really say no to Vince. That's always been something said throughout the whole entire WWF/WWE. You can't say no to Vince.
Yeah.
If he asks you, you can't say no to Vince. You can't say no to the boss.
I feel like at that time, though, didn't John Cena have like the world by the balls?
Yeah. That was when he was the first
One
time.
would think.
Yeah, when he was the champion. That was when he was the favorite prodigal son of Vince. I think he just got drafted to Raw around that time because he was still wearing his jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But like what's his name? Pro Wrestling Fiend said, we're all guilty of saying some dumb stuff. So
it's true.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about John Cena of him saying anything wrong, though.
I mean, he did propose to Nikki in front of everybody in WrestleMania, and then dumped her. But that's neither here nor there. That's their business. To be honest, I just want to throw it out there, but that's their business. I get what Gigi's saying. I'm sorry to cut you off. I get what Gigi's saying. The context of it. Vince McMahon said, "What's up, my?" I don't want to say it on your podcast. I'll say it on mine. I don't want to say it on yours. Just for the beef and shit. And Hogan said it in a way like if we was talking to our boys and it came out like that. I get it. And it was kind of malicious because he was like, if my daughter's gonna go out one of them, he better be a rapper or a ball player because he's rich, pretty much. I get it. But also, my man's butt ass naked, just finished pounding his best friend's wife out. There's also context there. Vince McMahon willingly said that shit on live TV. There was no happenstance there. There was no shit is slipped out. No, my man just blatantly said it. And he planned for this shit. He recorded this fucking thing in the back.
He did.
Like, there's some responsibility need to be taken for that also.
I will. I'll put or if somebody can help me out here, put the links of your guys' channels in the description or in the comments, so Pro Wrestling Fiend can subscribe to you guys.
Appreciate you, Pro Wrestling Fiend.
Yeah.
No, but
Yay.
yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, Hogan is not the Dalai Lama to me. You know, as a wrestler, he's my favorite wrestler and all that other stuff. But if we're gonna compare the careers of him with Cena, and if you don't like Hogan and Cena does the same shit Hogan does, why are you liking Cena?
I mean, and then why are we liking Reigns?
Because Reigns did the opposite of what Cena did. We got Roman Reigns got shoved down our throats, and when he came back a completely different character. What we asked for, and now he's basically what we asked for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where Cena, every time he left due to injury, he came back the exact same and changed nothing. He actually came back, and everything that happened in that gap of time when he was gone was erased. Rey Mysterio won a tournament for the WWE Championship, and an hour later lost it to Cena, who the tournament was made because Cena was injured. John Cena leaves for a couple months, comes back in the Boston Garden to wrestle Jericho and wins the title back again after everything Jericho did. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally like, yo, when Cena's out, don't worry about what we're going to do because it's all going to be a race when he comes back.
I get your point, and I think that's why. What's his name? I mean, the guy that's behind me right now, CM Punk. You know, he cut that promo on him, that pipe bomb, about how he thinks it's a fucking travesty that he's gonna be main eventing against The Rock when that shouldn't have been the main event. The champion should always main event.
Yep.
But it's overlooked and overshadowed because John Cena. I mean. I guess you can make the argument that's even happening today because, like, it's like what happened last year. It was John Cena versus Roman Reigns. You know, instead of giving it to somebody else, like you said.
To Finn Balor, because with SummerSlam, that whole storyline. Yo, I mean, I know it's a storyline, but it's fucked up. How did Cena sign someone else's contract?
Huh?
How does Cena sign someone else's contract with Finn Balor? He stole that shit from. Finn Balor needs to, in a 3-way death match, have to have a match with John Cena and that fucking turnbuckle. Get your spot back, Finn. Get your spot back. Get your spot back.
I've been saying that for months.
That was so dirty.
that was fucked up.
That was so dirty.
They still haven't explained why that fucking happened. Like, give us an explanation. Say that like. You know, if the Fiend ends up coming back... Add somebody
to the story. Yeah, add somebody to the story because there was video that somebody clearly unscrewed it on the other side. And there was a video leaked for that. Yo, at that point, just say somebody fucking, you know what? Fuck you, Finn. I'm here to I take over your spot because you don't deserve it. I could beat you. And then there's another storyline.
This is news
Use
to me.
Finn. Why are we not using Finn?
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't know that, Pro?
I didn't know there was a video that was out.
Yeah.
So there was a video out, and it looked like a cameraman got up on the apron where all the smoke was happening, and he was unscrewing one of the other side of the turnbuckle where the camera wasn't really seen. Yeah, and then that's how all of that shit just went flying down. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And it would have made a perfect explanation if, like, let's say even now, Paul Heyman turned around and says, "Oh yeah, and we hired that dude to break the turnbuckle, to beat Finn," because that would make sense. It
would, but it wouldn't because it doesn't make sense out of Roman's character. To be quite honest with you, because Roman's like, I don't pay nobody. Shit gets done. Why would you want it? Why would you do that? At character wise, it wouldn't have done it. We could have said it been like a new member of the family bloodline, but then that you would be bringing up too soon the other Uso from NXT right now. That's too soon. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to deal with Roman. It should really deal with the fact that somebody just had a grudge against Finn Balor for no fucking reason because nothing makes fucking sense anyway.
Yeah.
And start a feud with Finn, because regardless, you're always going to have a feud with Roman. He's your champion. There's always a story with him. But you don't have a story all the time for Finn. So make a new story for Finn as to why the demon was blindsided.
Is the demon character now like tarnished though because of that whole
I
thing?
feel like it is just a little bit, especially with that dumbass shit that they did where he added the music and then he was like, Like,
He can
when
never
the
kid with
fuck?
that. With the
When did we
pattern.
do? When have we ever done that? Whose idea was this? If it was Finn's, I don't know how I would feel about that, but I don't feel like this was Finn's idea. I think he just, rolled with the punches. Like, sure, okay, I play in my music, sure. And then, Finn is Finn. He will sell it as much as he can. Even if it's overselling sometimes, he will sell it.
Oof.
Yeah, I give
Now
up.
we know the only way to beat the demon is to drop him 4 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Gorilla press slam his ass a couple times. He's done for.
WWE is way
Damn.
too Hollywood for me.
Yeah, it became a TV show and not wrestling.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, is there any way to like? I guess this would be a good follow-up question. Is there any way to like rectify? And if there is, like, how would you guys book it to make it better? Like, let's just say Raw, SmackDown, NXT. How would you guys book that so that people will start watching? I mean, yeah, people are watching, but it's nothing great. Like, I watch with you guys every Monday, and it's like, oh my God, they're doing this again. Oh my God. Dana Brooke with the 24/7 championship. It's like, why isn't anybody pinning her? Like, how would you guys do it? So I just gotta know.
What was up with that entrance, though?
Her handstand is as bad as her wrestling.
Oh man, I was like, oh, okay, so we're doing that. Like, okay, kudos to her that she could do a whole thing. I give that to her, but that was a bit eccentric. Wow.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, again, I said it on Thursday. I feel like with Reggie and Carmella, you hear me? Reggie and Dana, they remind me of Carmella and R-Truth 2.0. That it's, that's exactly what I see. But the thing is that they don't have that same dynamic, where Truth is funny and Carmella can be when you have it with the right person. I don't think that Dana Brooke would be. I think she needs to drop the championship. To whom? I don't care. But I don't feel like we need to, like, not do intergender wrestling. You know what I mean? I don't see why we can't do that. You're doing mixed tag team. You're already putting them in the ring together.
Their big thing is they don't want to promote,
male hitting female.
Yeah, it's that stuff. But I know they do it in the indies all the time.
Exactly, and it's not. And it's a poor perception. It is a poor perception from those people, because the thing is that they're not just men and women. These are athletes that train. Dana Brooke can fucking, in all honesty, she can probably fuck up some of the people, in the ring. If she had like really like tight ass wrestling skills, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference, but I'm talking about size wise, it would be a really dope match. Overall, and it's not just her; it's just other women on the roster. I would not put Sasha Banks in an intergender match. Bailey, maybe. Charlotte, no, thank you. No, thank you. Can she? Yeah. I don't know. She can add it, but I'm trying to figure out who would be a good match for her with her height. There's a couple guys, I guess, but I don't know. Her physique for me doesn't cut it where it can be intergender in a way where I don't know. It just, in my mind, it doesn't work for me. I can see her as an athlete for it. She can put on a show, but I don't see her having anything meaningful.
Well, who do you think, Toe?
All right, so it's a First off, I think Sasha, Bianca Belair, Bailey, and Charlotte might benefit from wrestling men. Because there are times when they wrestle the other women on the roster that their missteps. You know what I'm saying? And Sasha, from what I know, she trains with male wrestlers. So like her speed is a little faster. Same with Bianca Belair. That's why they mesh well together. So you don't put them in there with like giants, but people like Drew Gulak, Dolph Ziggler, I know can carry anybody. So you put him in the ring with one of these women, he could make them look good. And you're not really doing nothing with him anyway. But to answer your question on how I would make Raw, SmackDown, and NXT better is if we have all these writers already, the first thing we need to do is stop this whole final veto shit that Vince has. Separate the writers for the level of talent. You have your best writers go with your champions, and then your other writers go with wrestlers that they want to build up. And you tell the story. Bring back the Hurt Business. You have a tag team right there to go into your tag team division. If you expand your roster and actually use them on Raw, so that way every fucking Monday night we're not watching Damian or the Priest wrestle Dolph Ziggler, or Dana Brooke running away from 15 people that could be on the fucking show.
Yeah.
Akira Tozawa could be wrestling for the United States title. You know what I'm saying? Like AJ Styles could be doing something else with a storyline that makes sense. Stop having the storylines go for 2 or 3 weeks. Like right now, they're starting storylines for the Royal Rumble. And granted, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley is something I wanted to see for years now.
Right.
So for me, it's finally. But for the casual viewer that doesn't know Bobby Lashley beyond his stint now, he doesn't know him from WrestleMania when he fought Umaga in the hair versus hair match. They don't know him from when he was ECW champion. They know him from now, from the Hurt Business to now. It could be like, yo, why is Bobby Lashley wrestling Brock Lesnar? Like, what'd he do? It's so soon. Like, they just went from him being a WWE champion who was losing his step to now he's dominant again. It's like every time he's dominant to Chase, but he's not dominant when he was champion.
It's
Go ahead.
no, it's just I agree. It's a very like attention deficit booking. Yeah.
If you give time for these characters to grow and organically show who they are.
Oh,
Gigi left, but to organically show who they are, we can get behind them. Like, I do not see anyone getting behind Damian Priest the way that they think they are. People got behind Damian Priest because of Bad Bunny at WrestleMania, and he carried that, to him to like SummerSlam when he won the United States Championship, and then they changed his character. Now he's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
That's That's what I was saying.
And that makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like they could have just kept showed who he was when he was with Bad Bunny and kept that character going. Have him wrestle the people that are chasing the 24/7 championship. If he's having an open title challenge every week, have him fight multiple different people. Drew McIntyre is another one of these wrestlers that I'm starting to dislike just because he looks so damn strong against everyone he wrestles. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you make him look unbeatable, then you have to make him lose in a particular way that he still looks strong. You know what I'm saying? So now he looks like he's the only one that can beat Brock Lesnar, and he could beat Roman Reigns. But if they beat him, it's got to be in a particular way that, like when Roman Reigns beat him the last time, they had to cheat, and they had to give us a cheap victory for Roman Reigns when they wrestled champion versus champion at Survivor Series during the Thunderdome. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You put too much investment in one character for a 3-hour show, all the other characters get lost. And the Attitude Era was awesome because, like I said during the Raw Watch Along and last week, D'Lo Brown was one of the top attractions, wrestlers in the Attitude Era with the Nation of Domination and Sexual Chocolate. Nowadays, he wouldn't have the time to be on TV. They made the show longer, and he would not have the time to show his personality. He wouldn't be as big of a star.
Yeah. No, because dude, I know exactly where you're coming from, and I think they rely too much on character sometimes, because how many times have we come around and watched a Becky Lynch promo?
Yep.
And it's just her trying to reiterate that she's the shit, and she's the best, and it goes on for, it feels like as long as fucking Raw is sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like a 3-hour fucking promo of her saying how much she's a shit. Somebody comes out. It's just too much. Sometimes I feel like they need to balance it out a little bit. Like, I don't give a fuck about, what makes Sammy Guevara over? It's the fact that he's a good wrestler, and every once in a while he'll come out and cut a promo that will, it's to the point, and he says, I'm going to kick your ass, and he'll do it. And then, boy, you got Damian Priest. He's a good wrestler, but it's like you're relying too much on this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit.
Yeah.
It's overlooking and overshadowing the fact that this dude can wrestle, because he's got, not only has he got to wrestle, but he's got to focus on changing up his character in the middle of a match. Like, you're giving them too much.
Yeah.
Like,
And they're doing it in the cheapest way possible. Like,
right.
my man slapped you, and now you turn psychopath. Like, you've been slapped this whole run on Raw, and now you're changing into a psychopath? You never did that before. I can understand if the dude kicked you in the balls, and then you was like, oh, no, you're a cheater, or the dude, like, tried to use the ropes, something to the effect
Right.
of, this is supposed to be a fair match. If you wanted to shoot the fair one, we got it, and now you're going against what we, like a boxer. If the boxer keeps holding you too long, give him a little nut shot, like, yo, bro, stop holding me. He starts headbutting you, you give him a little elbow. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those little things. But if you're in a wrestling match and my man puts you in a headlock, you can't get mad.
Right.
Like, what the fuck, bro?
It's not even that he gets mad. He gets fucking psychotic.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, his face turns like he's like, ugh. But, Pro Wrestling Fiend said, Vince won't let the talent ever be bigger than the brand again. Nobody next level. I mean, you can make an argument with him and Austin Theory. He seems to have a liking with him. But, yeah, I don't know, man. He doesn't. Like, even if you're over, he'll squash that right away.
And that's crazy because, Austin was at one point the biggest name in wrestling, and then I believe Cena took that over, and now Roman Reigns is on that chase, for sales or whatever the case may be. But again, Austin was on the top of the world in the WWE. But when he left, The Rock took over, Triple H took over, the fucking DX. They had Kurt Angle come in, Benoit at the time. They had a plethora of wrestlers that were on his level. That when Austin left, they can take over. If Roman Reigns leaves now, who they have? A part-timer in Brock Lesnar that they need to do to get cheap sales. Like Big E, in all honesty, Big E, Drew McIntyre, even though I don't like the way they're using his character now, Big E, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, even the Usos in the New Day, like, they're talented enough to take over if one of them need to. Like, they had the Fiend and all that, but one of them to take over if they need to. But the way that they're holding them back now, it would be so unorganic for them to take over. It would literally be like, yo, I know we told you that these guys weren't important yesterday, but guess what? They're important to us now. I hope you believe us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Uh-oh.
You're muted, Gigi.
Okay, sorry about that. I was like, I just walked into the ending part of that, and I just feel like you were just like kind of expressing like what Ricochet is up to now, where they're just putting Ricochet out of nowhere. And I didn't even see that match. I swear, I didn't see that match, but I did see where he broke his nose.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
That was devastating.
Yeah.
There goes that push.
Right.
There goes that push.
That sucks because, it's like with Ricochet, he's barely on TV, so he probably barely gets any reps in besides going on main event.
Yeah.
So, like, the minute that you have a chance to get on a high caliber match, he botches. And, of course, it never looks good with the boss. I mean,
that's true. I don't know how that move is performed. Like, if it was on Drew McIntyre or they just, like, they weren't aligned right, or it was him just under rotating or whatever. But that seemed like the perfect cast. Like, there was no way getting around breaking this dude's face. Like, they should have just never did the shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know whose fault that was, but that was a freak accident right there.
So in order to fix WWE, which was the original question,
Yes.
and I think we went off a little
Yeah.
bit, is they need to, in my opinion, need
Hey.
to need to get rid of like balance out the character shit and get people on TV more. Like, how many times have we asked like, where's this guy? Where's this guy? Oh, there he is. He's chasing after Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, get these guys on TV. You know what AEW is doing it. Yes, they have their faults. You know, both companies have their faults, but AEW is doing it to where every week, for the most part, Tony Khan will find a way to get somebody on TV, whether it be
Yeah.
in a faction or a squash match or anything like that. And I think that's where WWE kind of lost its mojo. It's
Yeah.
like they don't do that anymore. It's not about. And I know we talk a lot of shit about Vince McMahon. Yes, he is the problem now, but I got to commend him for giving us like a lot of those great moments back in the 90s, 80s, shit like that. You know what I mean? Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because it's like he was behind all that too. So as much as we shit on him, I just wish like he would get. I don't know if it's him or somebody outside of what he is, like telling him how to book this shit. I wish we could get back. I wish somebody could be like shake him and go, dude, we got
Yeah.
to go back to this good shit.
Well, you know what it was? It's like the old saying. It's power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And since there was no competition, and he doesn't see AEW as competition as of right now, he had total control. He had total power of the way wrestling was. And I would argue that the ruthless aggression era and when they split the first time Raw and SmackDown, that was better wrestling than the Attitude Era. Just solely on the wrestling aspect, because we had some of the best wrestlers in the world in WWE at the time. You know what I'm saying? And the more that it went to, oh shit, I don't have competition. Like, these people are just watching and rather, and whatever I do goes, whatever I say goes. Let's be, electricity goes to the closest point. It's lazy. So let's just, how does it, John Cena works? Throw John Cena out there. People don't come to see those mid matches anymore, so it doesn't matter who's in it. We haven't had an Intercontinental and a United States title match on a pay-per-view, I feel like, 2021. Nakamura defended his title once. He's been champion like 100 days now. You know what I'm saying? Where back in the day, it was Hogan put the butts in the seats, but they got their money's worth with Macho Man and Steamboat and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and $1 Million Man and British Bulldog and the Warlord and you know what I'm saying, Earthquake and Typhoon. Like these people were the show. Hogan was the reason they came. And now it's like I came here for Roman Reigns and that's it. Because I don't know who's wrestling right now.
Hey, welcome back, Gigi.
She ain't got an ear.
No.
She should be able to hear you now.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hi, mom
Hi.
life.
Yeah, I got you.
There you go.
Mommy things, I got it. Yeah. So what we were talking about, okay, how would you make WWE a little bit better than what it is, in your opinion?
Get rid of Vince. Get rid of Khan. The end. No. It's.
You do what NXT Black and Yellow did.
This is. It's just there's so much though. That's the thing. There's just so much because first and foremost, NXT Black and Gold needs to go back. This NXT 2.0 bullshit, unacceptable.
Yeah.
It really is, and I would just book NXT the way it was originally. Yes, evolve with it, but you're doing it too much where it's like a WWE fucking just acting studio at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way
You
I
know,
feel too.
and it's not about acting. It's about being a wrestler. Yes, a wrestler. Okay, not just a sports entertainer. Because you're there for the wrestling portion to get something from the minds of some legendary wrestlers that are now trainers there, and you can pick up a lot of shit.
It's gotten so bad that before we go on, but pro wrestling thing asked, when was the last time the Intercontinental Belt meant anything? That belt used to be the stepping stone. I have glasses on, I can't even fucking read. Yeah, the belt used to be a stepping stone to the world belt. I have no idea who or was the champ recently. Um, yes, that's a good question. Who was the champ before
Shinsuke?
NuKKle?
I believe Apollo Crews.
The last time I felt like the Intercontinental Championship, um, it is Shinsuke. In all honesty, I think the last person that actually did put some prestige to the belt is the
Big E.
Miz. Big E did, but I felt like the Miz did so much more with it
Yeah.
than Big
Oh.
E. In all honesty, it meaningful. Like, I'm not saying that
Yeah.
Big E didn't put any passion meaningful. It was good. It was a great moment when it happened, you know. But the longevity that he had that title compared to the Miz's reign, you know, the Intercontinental title used to be one of the best titles to have because it's really kind of like almost like a high flyer belt, you know, if you really kind of think some of the good ones, and even if it's not super high fly like you know your Hardys or Bucks or anything like that, but just like high flying at that point in time of decade, you know, it had so much more to it. The fact that how they just put it to shame. Shinsuke is a title holder. He is not a champion.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. It's such a shame for me to say that. But the way that we're training it is just that Shinsuke is just about his song. And it sucks because if you give me Shinsuke NXT, his song would be dope, but his wrestling style of the people that he wrestled with is what drew the all of us in, the fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's what made us love Shinsuke. We love the song. It's a fucking dope ass song.
Oh yeah.
One of probably the greatest wrestling songs that WWE has come out with, you know, and there's a lot of them in that NXT Black and Gold era of fucking amazing songs. Just saying. But we're not all about the song.
Yeah.
And I get, you know, he's with Rick Boogs, but the thing is that why am I seeing my IC champ being in a tag team match when he should be doing solo matches against contenders who want to be an IC champion?
That's what they do all the time.
Yeah.
And so rewrite. If you want to keep Rick Boogs with Shinsuke, cool. I like the guitar intro. I'm a fangirl for that. Why? Because I love the song. However, the violinist will always be top tier. Rick Boogs and everybody else is just do. And Rick Boogs is pretty much the third one because the bitch that fucking rocked it, okay, at the pay-per-view, all right, that shit was banging. All right, well, we're gonna leave it as that.
Okay.
Shinsuke is not all about the music. He's a wrestler. Let him be king of strong style. Let him have a feud with Xavier Woods. Like, you're the king. That's cool. I like you. But you're not a king.
No, not right now.
And have a storyline with Shinsuke. And I mean, not right now, but I would like to have a single match between Xavier and Shinsuke along down the line. Let Shinsuke turn heel. Or matter of fact, fuck that. Let Xavier turn heel.
They did that. I thought they did that with him and Cesaro, and they had like a whole faction for a second. They tried doing the heel thing, and it just didn't work.
I think with the storyline of King Woods versus the King of Strong Style, it's an ego. It's an ego thing. And I feel like it could, you know, it could be something. You have a king versus a king.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
who's the better king? Yeah, no. I'm the king of WWE. Well, I'm the king of strong style. I don't give a fuck. I'll still kick your ass, pretty much, in his own anime Japanese way. But if that's the case, then we need to lose Rick Boogs, or we can keep him as his little backup and still have his single matches with Kofi and win heelish.
What do you think, Toe?
Well, she's absolutely right, but I see Shinsuke being second fiddle to Puss in Boots with that guitar shit. It's like it's more important for the guitar. He literally just made an entrance at SummerSlam and left. He walked down to the song and left to have what's his face dance on the announce table. But
Oh yeah.
I do agree with Gigi. Turn him heel. Because the one thing about Shinsuke Nakamura, and the reason why that fraction didn't work with Cesaro is because that's not the type of heel Shinsuke is. Shinsuke Nakamura is one of those guys that's over the top. He's an over the top salesman that wears the shit, dances like he's Michael Jackson, and in the ring beats the shit out of you because he's better than you. He proves he's better than you. That's why he's the king of strong style. That's how he's a heel. He's a heel because no one can beat him in strong style, and he throws it in your face. He's not a heel because he sits out there and goes, I did it for The Rock. No, he's not a heel because he kicks AJ Styles in the balls every match. That's not the type of heel Shinsuke is. That's not the character Shinsuke is.
Mm-mm.
You know, he's a showboat, and you give that heel, especially with Xavier Woods and Kofi is the hand of the king. King of strong style versus the king of the WWE. That's something I'll watch. You let them do their thing. That's something I'll watch. You let them be them.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I
AEW's
get it.
doing one thing correct, and that's letting each wrestler be their own individual character. Can you distinguish, as of right now, most of these characters from each other?
What, in WWE or AEW?
Yeah, in WWE. Because you could give an argument the Dirty Dogs are just like the old version of Happy Corbin and Pap Smear. You know?
I mean, if they gave, shit. No, I don't know. No.
When everybody needs to be a bad guy, they do the roll up with the feet on the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
that shit needs to end too. We
Yeah.
need to stop that. All these unclean wins and every
DQs.
other match, roll ups.
Yeah.
Roll ups. There was one time when there was a roll up 3 times in a row in matches.
Yep.
Why are we having that as a win?
It's a cop out.
It is. It is.
Major cop out.
Yeah, so same
And
thing with the
then-
DQ. I can't stand a
and-
DQ finish.
Yeah.
My issue with WWE is we're putting too much fucking videos. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened on the other show. That's not happening on this show, but we're just going to show you and not utilize that time to just let the talents go out and just put on a performance.
Right.
Not for nothing. With as much talent as they have, and for as long as those videos are, there could be a whole fucking dark match happening, beginning and fucking ending. And then guess what? They'll still be on the entrance of the promo of the person who's just coming out in the ring before we go back to commercial break.
Yeah, me and Toe were just talking about that, how they should do that. How
Yeah.
they should definitely bring in these guys that, you see running around in the fucking backstage chasing after Dana which I still don't understand, because if you're chasing after her, you can't pin her once you catch up to her. So it's like, what's the point of, okay. Yeah, we'll get off of that. But
who was the last female that the only person that was able to pin one of the females that held that title was R-Truth?
Yeah, I think he pinned Carmella, if I'm not mistaken.
And there you go. You have R-Truth.
wait, didn't
then again-
Candice Michelle had that too? And Raw
Candice
Legends.
Michelle had that as
Yeah.
well. There was
She
a
got-
couple females that actually held that title. But at the end of it, it was a male that pinned her. And it was R-Truth. Because R-Truth figures out the way. Now, give the title belt back to R-Truth. Because not for nothing, that is technically his title at this point in time. I
Yeah.
can't see nobody else having that title. That
Hey.
it's so fucking.
He said, sorry. Sorry. He
Wait,
says
no.
pro.
So simple. Sports entertainment is the problem.
Yeah.
It is the problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, he
Absolutely is the
says.
problem. Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? Thinking about that question, they said, when was the last time the Intercontinental title meant something? The only thing that could go through my head is dashing Cody Rhodes. When he changed it back to the
Dashing
white,
Cody
Oh.
when he
Rhodes.
changed it back to the white Intercontinental Championship, that was
Yes.
when it kind of meant something last.
Yes. 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 I
Yeah.
agree. Absolutely. He was the one that did bring that back with the white strap, and that shit looks sexy.
Yeah, it looks better than the one they
Ooh.
have now. I don't
I
like
don't
the one
like
they
the
have
one
now.
they have now. It's all, what is it?
I don't like it either.
It's all dark now.
Yeah, you can't distinguish anything of it.
No.
No.
I didn't like it when they changed the United States Championship either.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
Yeah. Why
Between
wouldn't you
that
make the
and
eagle like colorful? Why would you just make that straight golden?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, excuse me. In my opinion, the worst ones were
Hey.
when they changed the fucking copper tag team championships.
yeah, the penny titles.
I'll take the spinner belt over them fucking penny titles any day of the fucking
Yeah.
week. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. And I don't want the fucking spinner title either. But I'll take that shit over the fucking penny tag. That's just terrible.
Yeah, and you, the
Like,
crazy
here's
thing is-
bronze. What?
Yeah,
Nobody wants to be
Yeah.
bronze in the tag team titles. Bitch, we number one, we the champions. Be a gold, baby. The
Exactly.
fuck at copper.
Exactly.
and all this
Disgusting.
mono-colored belts too. Like, I don't know if you remember back in the day, all the titles had different colors on them. There was a blue world on it, like represented the ocean and shit. You
That was
they had
the
red and-
IC belt. The
Yeah.
IC belt, yeah.
It was like purple. It was like, come on, what's going on here? Like, I really hate the tag team champions.
I really hate the world championship.
Oh, that big ass
Which one?
WWE
It's just a
belt?
big ass fucking
Yeah.
W. And then what? On top of it,
Tony, you want to meet Tony Schiavone?
they're
one
like,
day.
Tony
Oh,
Schiavone.
my fault. Yeah,
You're
no
good.
shit. See, my kids are over here. My kid sees a picture of Tony Schiavone, and she was like, "Hey, Tony, can I meet him one day?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. We'll meet Tony Schiavone one day." Aw, thank you. Ow, oh
Oh.
shit.
Well,
No.
but then, going back to that, they're like, oh, yeah, let's make the Universal Championship. And then they unveiled it. And it was just a red
Yeah.
WWE, and then, oh, let's move it over to SmackDown. But this time we'll make it blue. Like, oh, my God, man.
I
There's
favor
no
the blue over the
creativity.
red, though.
You what? You favor
I
the blue?
favor the blue over the red, but yeah, there's no creativity like that. The undisputed championship that they had, I like that title, but I'll take that big, the WWE belt over the spinner title. But yeah, I get you. There's no significant of a chance. It's like you're just holding the logo of the company.
Wow. Apparently, Show is stuck in the file somewhere that I got him from. He's stuck in here, so he's not
stuck
going to
in
be
the
coming.
Matrix?
He's stuck in the Matrix somewhere.
Yeah, he's with Steve.
He's with Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Steve.
Yeah, he does this shit to me all the time, Dave. Don't take it personal.
But no, we're about an hour in. Kenny just says shaking my head. And I just wanted to get one more take before we sign off here. And that is, do you think that it would be wise in future to have Orange Cassidy turn heel? And if so, like, I don't know, can you guys see it?
I can't see him solely being
Like-
heel.
Oh, God.
Just because like his character's already kind of like a dick already, so I don't know how you expand on the slow motion shit. But if Chaos were to debut in AEW from Japan and they came in as a heel faction and he was with them, I can see that. But in my head, just his solo character turning heel, I don't see it being beyond him screwing over the best friends.
Not unless, they end up like basically hitting him during matches by mistake, and then after a while he just gets pissed off and then he just like, the fuck, and then he takes his hands out of his pockets and fucking pushes him. Don't fucking hug me. You fucking just hit me right now.
Word.
That would be the only way we can see it, because the only way Orange Cassidy can turn heel is that if you see him blow up. Yes, we seen him do his cool guy thing, hands in the pockets. Look, mom, no hands, type things. Yes, we see him obviously using his hands to wrestle because you have to, obviously, but up to the point where he's like, instead of putting his hands in his pocket, man, like, you just fuck you, and then I'm not doing this shit no more. That he just like says fuck you, like, nope, you're not getting that. You want the hands in the pockets? Nope. Just that would be a type of moment. And then, yeah, you can still put your hands in your pockets, and he was still pissing people off in this douchey way,
Right.
And that would piss people off. You can still use that. But that initial, I'm a bad guy now, it would basically be like, I'm not putting him, no, fuck that. Put his hand in his pocket, just takes him out and just like pushes one. What the fuck you just did? It would have to be best friends inadvertently hitting him consistently throughout, and not consistently week over week. Some accident happens where after a while you're like, Jack, I'm done. This shit you happen is doing too much. You're not focused. I don't understand, and then it's just a little squabble. And then that's how you get a heel turn from him.
I feel like it would be more in the reverse, whereas they get sick of his shit because all they do is fucking lose whenever he starts to get a little bit lazy. And they're like, come on, man, you got to get your act together. Like, we're trying to help you. They could feed off the fact that people say, yeah, this was cool at first, but now I don't like it. They could honestly feed off of that, make a story out of that. And they could be like, yeah, listen, Orange, like, it was funny at first you doing all this stuff, but now it's just getting kind of annoying. Like, you think you could switch it up a little bit? And he's like, I'm not going to change, I'm not going to change who I am for you and stuff like that. And then you feed off of that, and he eventually, he could still keep the same shtick, but people won't like it. It would be like the Cole Cody thing where he tries to be face, or tries, but he's coming off as a heel. Like, I don't know, maybe do something with that. Pro Wrestling Fiend though has a good question. Are you guys 420 friendly?
Hi. Yes.
I am not Pro Wrestling Fiend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind people doing it. I don't smoke or drink, but yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I drink that's considered hard is this Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Officially the coolest chick in the.
Mine's would be this, and
the coolest chick you ever heard, Pro Wrestling Fiend. She's 420 friendly. He wrote that as a comment.
Yes,
he did.
Thank you.
So, he subbed me today with a new channel called Weed and Wrestling. Well, Kenny says he drinks all day, and then he figured he'd give. Oh, that's fine, man. You can give him a plug. I don't care. Weed and Wrestling. I think I've heard of him. I think he's got an Instagram actually. But anyways, that's how I would book it. Like, just have him have a dilemma between the best friends, obviously. And I think it would make sense because I think it goes along with his character. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. And I could see that with them being like, yo, it was cool in the beginning, but we're trying to be serious tag team. We're trying to win a title and you're fucking us over. And he's like, well, that's your problem.
Right.
I can see that happening.
And then he becomes distant and right.
Yeah. That's a seeing that play out of my head, that's a good storyline for that. I could definitely see that working.
Right.
I did not hear the question because everything was like mad glitchy for me for a second.
I was agreeing to his storyline of how he would turn Orange Cassidy heel.
That would be cool. That would work too, because he's always known as the lazy wrestler anyway.
Right.
So it would make sense. I'd be like, yo, pick up the slack, man. Like, the fuck.
And he's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
This
he
is
would be his own way. Yeah.
yeah. But all right, guys, all right.
I want to hear your take, Dave.
I'm
Cena
what?
or Hogan? Cena or Hogan?
Oh, here we go. Why are you?
No, it doesn't have to be long. Just pick one. Like, yo, in the argument, however you want to do it, personal,
Kenny.
as a person, as a wrestler, as legacy. Who you got, Dave? Who you got?
Jesus Christ. Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I always thought Hulk Hogan to be boring, but John Cena is near and dear to my heart, so it's got to be John Cena, man. He was the championship winner
Just eat a
of
little
the
bit.
first pay-per-view that my parents bought for me, which was
Okay.
WrestleMania 21, when he beat JBL for the championship. And I'm more of a CM Punk fan
Yeah,
than a Cena fan, but I would choose Cena over Hogan
I
any
hear
day.
you. More emotional connection there. I
Right.
get it. I had the same emotional connection with Hogan, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We all know Gigi's a big Hulk Hogan fan.
Right.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. I understand what he's done for the business and everything like that. I don't know, man. I'm not. It's Hogan, but nah, John Cena over Hogan
I mean,
all day.
I
I mean, this is the thing. It's just it's Hogan, man. That just felt really like it felt more to the heart than anything else. It hurt, We hurt out here. It's all right though. It sucks, but we're not. You know what? We're trying to send off. We're trying to get up out of here. All right.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
the nigga wants to come over here with fucking John Cena and Hogan, let it go. Let it go. Okay.
Amen.
I will
Like
say this.
Like Al Pacino saying Scarface, let it go. Let her go. Let her go. All right. Just let it go.
I will say this. I will say this in defense to that is that I mean, Chris Benoit did some shitty shit, really
Yep.
shitty shit, and but I still love his wrestling, and maybe we need to one of these days separate the man from the artist, which is what we probably Toe should do with John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listen. Yes, I have tagged John Cena, but the what I see on TV is what I'm attacking. Him personally as a person, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So to separate him from the
You wouldn't. As a person, you'd be like, holy shit, it's John Cena. You fucking John, man, fuck you, John Cena. But nice to meet you.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
What's up, John
You
Cena?
would. You could not at the first date. If you just happen to be standing next to John Cena, you ain't gonna be like, man, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, holy shit, you're John Cena. You fuck you, but you're cool. It's nice to meet you.
If John Cena wants to come on the podcast, he can. No, I tell you one thing. If I had an opportunity to fucking talk to him, if I had an opportunity to say something to him, like, "Come on, really, nigga, you couldn't take bumps." I'm gonna have like, really, you couldn't take bumps.
Look at you like.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. He would have been a cool guy, but I respect that. Have a nice day, man. He would have come walking your way. You would have been like, fucking John Cena.
Yeah.
I'd have took a selfie just for Kenny. Just be like, look, motherfucker.
Nice.
Look, I'd be like, yo,
Don't say I'm a big fan.
Nah, that's something I can't do. I would say it to his fucking face that I don't like him as a wrestler. I would say it to his, I'm not afraid of that at all. Like, I would, Cena, I don't like you as a wrestler. But if you want to come on any one of these podcasts, I'll join you, player. Come on mine, come on this one, come on Kenny's, I'll join you. We can talk this shit out, bro.
And then to get on his good side, you're gonna talk about Suicide Squad.
He's gonna I love Peacemaker.
Let's talk about something. We can finally see you now. All right, Peacemaker. Oh man,
Oh
that's
shit.
hilarious right now, bro. Like, yeah. Oh man. Yo, I would love to be like a fly on the wall type shit to fucking ever see that first interaction between you and John Cena. I swear. Especially like at a random ass like you're at Target and you see John Cena. Like, what? This is a Target? Fuck you, John Cena. But yo, what's up?
I'll probably be the dick. Like, look at this motherfucker stealing the last Dove body soap. Motherfucker took the body soap from me. You take everything from me, Cena. Smack him with one of the plastic chairs. This is for Finn Balor.
Imagine he gives you feedback. He's like, you need to work on your promo, man. And then he walks away from you just to piss you off even more in life. Like, fuck you mean he's a pro? He don't know fucking promo. Done.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, can you give me tips on how you already know these motherfuckers are gonna say and you just squash them? B Rabbit, motherfucker.
B Rabbit. Oh fuck. Anyways, guys, let's this is a good way to end it. If you guys don't mind, plug yourself real quick. I know we don't have that much time, but go ahead and plug yourself where they can find you on social media.
No doubt. You can find me on IG at GG for the win _ on Twitter at that diva GG. Right now, those are currently my 2 pages, and you can find all my links on my IG page.
Yeah, and you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, OnlyFans, NKLHD _ toe tags with a Z. Like, you know, it's spelled like right there without the NKLHD. And on the NuKKle podcast, you can also find Gigi on there. And sometimes Dave, you know, he's a guest on our show also. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m.s on YouTube. Kenny from the Call Up is also on there too. And we got Leg Cabs Cap Show, who was supposed to be here, but he's too busy eating his Burger King or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, that's it. And hopefully you can find us more on the In My Opinion show.
Yeah.
You know?
All right.
Oh,
you gotta get down.
Cute dog. See? Cute dog.
All right, guys. I don't have a closing for this show, so I'm gonna steal Toes real quick. It's your friendly neighborhood pro wrestling podcast signing off. See you guys later.
Night, y'all.
Peace.